Welcome back, boys and some girls. This is another video about how to play a champion, this time Jenos, in two ways. It's probably not going to be like a giant series I make, but probably about the champions that I do like to play. So just like the other video, everything in this video, all the information simply comes from me, from normal games. I have never played a ranked game, so take it into consideration when you think about it to implement it in your gameplay. Okay, so just like Fernando, two ways as we said. First way is being a main healer. Obviously, Jenos is a support and you want to use his main role for that. So the main thing you play as, which is like 90 to 85% of the time, you play as simply the main healer. You heal teammates and you try to rescue them by holding enemies whenever it's, you don't have like a low cooldown on your Qs, so when you find like a good target, a lot of allies around, you just hold the target and they kill it. Simply make stuff easier for your team to advance and simply stay close to your tank basically. And again, as I said previously, if the tank plays at the 40 to 50% mark of the map, we said like the half point of the map a bit toward your base, so you play around your tank, again just a tiny bit behind, and you have even a farther, like a wider cone of vision to the map. You can see even the corners even more, so it helps you very much. And you have your gun, you can shoot a very long range. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but you can dismount people of their horses, stuff like that. It's simply useful. Second way is very classic, fun. It's a flank / off healer. You play 100% cooldown on your Q, and all your cards and stuff like that are mostly focused on being offensive utility. I'll explain. This is my Jenos kit. I called it a new kit because of the recent changes that Jenos got. I changed it. I had this as the main thing. I simply removed this. I simply moved stuff around. I'll show you. First thing is simply a very useful card. Just heal yourself once you apply healing to other targets. It's a very nice card for all the healers, simply because you can heal yourself while you're healing other people, and then you can move around. It's not a lot, but you're always gonna play one like, I don't know what to call it, like a bit behind the rest of your team. You can go behind it, like heal behind walls, so you're not necessarily gonna take a lot of damage. You're gonna be more protected. Number two is a bit of movement speed for your allies. You're gonna see a lot is gonna be around your right click. Whenever you're gonna heal allies, they're gonna get 12% movement speed for 6 seconds. I don't see just why not. 200 health shields to the target. Now, a lot of people don't like to use this shield. They say it's just 200, that's useless. My reasoning is that Colorize doesn't apply to this. So whenever, let's say you need to heal somebody late game for 200 health, then there is a 90% decrease, right? If you apply the shield, it's 200 either way. And whenever you finish taking your Chronos, if you have like a very long game, your Chronos and then your Rejuve, you can go into the shield, because the shield you give to other people max, I think it's like 30%. I don't know how much, but I think it's get like 200 something, almost 300 shield. I think it's 45%, so almost 50%. That means 300%, 300 health shield, which can you apply through walls. Trust me, you can save many allies with this. When you see like an ally fighting and they have like a tiny sliver of health, and they're poisoned, they're on fire because of Tyra, whatever, you go with your wind and right click and you can save them. And to do that even easier, you have the increased range for Astral Mark, because you're gonna have to look all over your map. You can see your flank all the way over there, halfway across the map. You're gonna try and find a wall that is very close to it. If the flank is somewhat intelligent, he's gonna come a bit toward you. Obviously, you reach whatever you can and boop, you healed him. He can continue doing his own, and you didn't have to cross that much farther into the enemy base and risk yourself. And regenerating ammo once you use Stellar Wind, your movement ability. Your movement ability is so useful. You're gonna be in your F like most of the game maybe. What I do is I stay in F, and then I see what needs to happen. If I need to shoot, I shoot. If I need to heal, I heal. But I instantly, when I have nothing to do, like even for half a second, I go into F. You could say, but there is like the half a second for summation, but it's so much useful because then you can reach much faster to your allies and help them. Again, the mindset for a healer for this main kit should be not damage, not how many kills I can do, how many allies I can save, how much health, how much healing I can do this game, right? Think about that. Don't give twice to your tank the shield just because you need to. We're getting too far into it. Okay, you'll see the rest in the combat. So we finished talking about the cards. I was yapping a bit there, but I'm going to continue. It's the kind of the same subject about the focus in this game should be, again, support, not damage. Try to focus on rescuing and healing allies as much as you can. The problem with this play style, play whatever you want to call it, is just like any other support. It's the team reliability. You have to stay with your team. You have to rely on your team. If your team doesn't do good, you're not gonna do good. You can heal as much as you want. You can feed them kills, basically. You can hold enemies whenever it's comfortable, whenever it's good. You can heal the ally. You can hold the enemy, and then your ally still can't die because they simply lost the 2v1 to the enemy. You can obviously shoot that enemy, but you're not going to do as much damage. Rescue Master, I call this build. Maybe I should really name it in my card stuff. But I call it a Rescue Master because, again, with all the cards, the speed, the healing, the shield, you see, you will save so many of your allies from actually dying like one last second before they die, or dodge an ability, or survive ults they weren't supposed to survive, simply because of the 300 shield. It's useful. And the counter for this is extremely easy to understand. It's simply what I said at the first line. Is you need a team, you need a good team. And late game you're gonna do a bit less healing, which is why you're using the shield, but again the counter is simply if the enemy team can get behind you with the good flanks and kill you, that's it, you're done. So our second build, I call it Killer, simply because I don't have a good name. And the first most important card is this. Whenever somebody dies, within 4 seconds of being hit by Void Grip, your Q, you get 100% cooldown on your active cooldowns. So, oh, I got a skill recommended. I got commented just now. Oops. I haven't played the game for like half an hour, so somebody must have been in the queue just sitting there. Anyway, as I said, 100% Q, so it means you can heal, you can Q, somebody dies, you can Q again. Once you get once you get a good flow, it's gonna be amazing, okay? For this, obviously, we need to enhance our Q. So distance, how long you can use it, the range. So this is obviously an increase. This card, you can play with this if you want to have 50% increase range or 50 healing per second. I like a bit more healing than like 10% more range. I feel like it's gonna do better because when you're doing the Q, you cannot do anything. You're basically holding the enemy for like 2-3 seconds and you cannot do anything, and you're vulnerable. So at least you can get some healing. Solar Sails, again, for the ammo regeneration. It's so good. It's so good to have that. Maybe again I can remove this to like make it 1 and then make it 50 like this. I think that's gonna be better. But again, you can play with it, oops, however you want. And the last card, because you're gonna be a lot, obviously it's gonna be you as a off healer. Don't do this when you're a solo healer, please don't. But you can get some healing once you apply, because you're not gonna just Q. You're also gonna heal your allies. Don't be an AOL, okay? Just help your team. Okay, so after we explained a bit about the cards, I'm gonna get to the points as usual. Now, this one needs a good flanker. If you don't have a good pair, I would say the best one you can have, in my opinion, is Sky or, I don't know, Zin, stuff like that. Other very, like, how do you call it? Like, flankers that don't need to move away from you. Because let's say if you take Talos, right? You play together and then 35 seconds after he leaves you alone and he teleports back to the base because of his skill, and you're in the enemy base alone. So it's not good to play this with him, but if you do play it with him, then try to play a bit farther than him, because expect that any second he's gonna teleport back and you're gonna be alone there. So be careful. Another obvious point for this is the aggressiveness you have to play. It's mostly grab focused. You're just thinking about Qs, who I need to grab, who I need to grab. You need to see that mostly the tanks are going to be on the objective, but after you play mostly the first half, you get the 2 first points and the game resets, then probably the tanks are not going to stay on objective, they're going to come for you. So you need to adjust your playstyle and be careful not to be as aggressive as the first half. People are going to change. everything is going to be more dynamic, so you need to be a bit more aware. And because you're not the one doing the damage, you're not the one doing the kills, then you need to look around and behind you and signal to your flankers. And if you get a good teammates, again, you can have a very amazing, like, quick game. You can just smash the backline of the enemy in seconds. People are just, they don't know what's going to happen. But the easiest counter for this, which is the most obvious one in the world, which is why I think it's not going to work in ranked ever, is just buying resilience. It's the easiest one. I don't know how much high the percentage can get, but it basically decreases the duration Jenos can hold you with it Q, or basically every other crowd controlling effect. So be careful. If people do that, then you're probably not gonna get as much efficiency from that, but it is still fun, and mostly normal people don't buy it because they don't know how to play. And if they do, they just, I don't know, they just think you're insignificant or something. They just don't do it, and then you can just smash the team. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, thank you. If you didn't, well, it's only been like 10 minutes, something like this. Well, keep it safe. See you in the next one. Bye bye.